Right. A very good morning, students. Now, having discussed in our previous videos the definition of statistics as well as the various functions it performs, now move on to something which makes statistics a very useful tool to various group of institutions as well as the different subjects which you are going to unravel as we move ahead in our study. Now, the first one first, how it is useful to government, that we'll underline it. And at the same time, we'll also discuss how it is useful to economics as a subject. Remember, statistics in 11th you are studying as a branch of economics, but economics primarily you have to focus on microeconomics and macroeconomic issue for 12th class, and how the statistics can be useful for it. That is what we are going to discuss. So let's move on to the first part first, how it is useful to the government. Now, government has multiple things to look on to in its plate, and for various issues they have to take the help of statistical figures, the data available. Clear? Now, one of the foremost target of Ministry of Human Resource, which undertakes education aspect in India, is to conduct the board exam. A lot of you are aware of it, that still some board exams are to be taken, right, for 12th class specifically, and in some areas some 10th class exams also are to be scheduled. But remember, in a day or two decision is about to come whether the exams will take place in the month of July as promised, or some changes might take place. All have to be decided on the basis of health of the children, the related parties as such, and for the overall benefit of one and all, right? So the government, while taking a decision whether the exams is to go ahead or further advanced or further postponed for some future dates, all will be decided on the basis of statistical data available of how the COVID-19 is spreading in various parts of the country. If it finds it is spreading at an alarming stage, proven by statistical figures, underline it, proven by statistical figure, it may take decision for the benefit of one and all to push it even further ahead as such, as the time will tell in a day or two when the decision will come. So government has a lot of things in its plate, and lot of decisions are taken on the basis of statistical information provided. Examination, board exam to be conducted or not, is only one of those example which we can take for our discussion. Clear? Now let's move to the second point. It also helps in formulation of economic policy. Now, economic policy, right? We keep on telling ourselves that महंगाई बढ़ रही है, right? Prices of the commodities are rising, right? All these are nothing but variables expressed through an economic term which is called as inflation. Inflation basically means rate of increase in the prices of the commodities, right, or services. If inflation rate is very high, the government will adopt a different policy. If inflation rate is comparatively less, the government of India will follow a different policy. Let's take an example. If the inflation rate is very high, in fact alarming, then what the government of India will follow a policy? The government will follow a policy of heavy taxation, right? What heavy taxation will do? It will reduce the income available with the people. People will demand less of the goods because the demand of the goods will reduce, and therefore the prices of the goods will stop increasing and inflation rate will settle down. So for various economic policies and its implementation, right, statistical tools are required. Now the point is, where inflation figures are available, it is available through a topic which you study under statistics, which is called as index numbers. So mark it down. Later on in your study, you will study index numbers, which will help the government of India in tackling the problem and follow the policy which is justified to take care the menace of inflation. I hope all of you understood. Now let's move to importance of statistics to economics as a subject, right? In microeconomics, students, you will very quickly study what you call it as the law of demand. What is law of demand, students? Law of demand simply says, as the price of the commodity rises, as a consumer we demand lesser units of the commodity. Am I clear? The higher the price, the lesser the units you will demand. Imagine you are a consumer and you have to buy, let's say for example, ice creams. At a higher price, you will buy lesser units of ice creams. If the price falls down of ice cream, in a day you may consume higher units of ice cream. Now, this particular statistical behavior is not experienced on just one of you individual. It is experienced and experimented on a group of people to finally convince the economists that yes, it can be given a status of a law. Am I clear? So, law of demand is an economic law which is based on statistical figures proven by various groups of people that people behave in a particular manner when the price goes up and behave in an opposite manner when the price goes down. I hope all of you are understanding it. I hope the visibility is a little bit on the weaker side, but just try to manage it. Clear? For formulation of economics law, the first importance of economics, to economics of statistics. Now, let's move ahead and underline the other one. Helps in understanding and solving the economic problems. Now, India as a country suffers from a lot of economic problems. You name them: poverty, you name them unemployment, you name them inequality of income and distribution. Now, unless and until you are in touch with these problems, you are not aware of it, you will not be able to come up with the solutions for it. Clear? Like, statistical figures will help us to know that the percentage of population which is below poverty line in India is far more than even in Pakistan. So we say Pakistan is not a big economy or a great economy, but try to understand, since the population is less, the percentage of population which is below the poverty line is greater in Indian context and lesser in Pakistan context, right? Now, statistical figures will prove it that yes, this is the problem which India is facing. Now, once you have understood the problem, the economists will come up with solutions to the problem. Now, what are the solutions available? Number one, let's say for example, increase the growth rate of India. Higher the growth, more the prosperity, lesser the poverty. Another option, what is it? Introduce various schemes as such for removal of poverty, right? What are these schemes? Minimum wage guarantee to the poorest as such. You might have heard about the schemes referred famously as Manrega, right? What is the main objective of these schemes? To provide a limited amount to individuals so that they can come out of poverty. I hope all of you are understanding it. So whether it's a problem of poverty, unemployment, economists will be able to do so only when they are aware of statistical information as such. I hope all of you are understanding it. So to two groups of people or the institution, to the government and to economics, two importance underlined in this lecture. Copy it down and therefore move ahead as we come across with other videos as we move into our statistical study. Thank you.